Hello and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News on this Friday, March 13th, the unluckiest weather day of the year so far. Grant Olson is away tonight. I'm Jefferson Robbins. It's too bad Grant isn't here because he lives for this kind of thing. We'll talk about the snowburst that has blanketed central Washington in tonight's half hour, but here are some of the other stories that we're also covering for you tonight. All eyes turn to Olympia as the legislature passes its so-called millionaire's tax, the state's newest effort to tax the highest income earners. And working migrant families learn about health resources for themselves and their children in an open house held by the Wenatchee School District. Dan Kuntz might have been misled in his weather forecast yesterday when he called for a little bit of snow. Will he apologize? That's a cliffhanger. You'll have to find out later on tonight. The weather is our top story tonight. A snow shower passing over the Wenatchee Valley this morning draped the area in just over 4 inches of snow at the valley floor. Weather stations in Wenatchee reported roughly that total by early morning from snowfall that started before 7 a.m. The accumulation varied around the region. The town of Leavenworth woke up to nearly a foot of snow by 8 o'clock this morning. Mountain passes were closed intermittently and are probably still closed as of this report. Public safety teams responded to traffic accidents throughout the area, including spinouts and vehicles leaving the road. Near Dryden, a motorist struck a Washington State Patrol car that was parked on the right shoulder at milepost 106 of Highway 2. That trooper had stopped to investigate an earlier collision. No one was injured. NCWLIFE's news director Rick Boone hit the road to give us a look at how the weather is impacting you.
Right now we're here in Douglas County here in East Wenatchee, where it is snowing on this Friday the 13th. Enough snow to make a snowball. Pretty big ones, as you can see. We did a little driving along the area, and from East Wenatchee to Wenatchee, both counties, Chelan and Douglas, it basically is snowing throughout the day. And that's not just only part of the Wenatchee Valley. On a lot of the roads that we checked out, the main roads that you can imagine, they're okay. A lot of slush on it. You got to watch your spacing between you and another driver, but it's those side roads. It's those side neighborhood roads you have to watch out for. We went down several in East Wenatchee and Wenatchee, and we saw roads that weren't able to get plowed as of yet. There wasn't a lot of traffic on those roads. The main roads were the main ones where we did have no problems getting through. There were some sanding trucks out there, some plow trucks out there, so that helps a lot. The best advice you already know: give yourself distance, drive slow. Of course, if you don't need to be out, don't be out. The biggest concern is going to be later on if the temperatures drop and a lot of this slush and a lot of this ice and a lot of this snow turns into something dangerous to drive on. So have a lot of precaution as you're out there on this Friday snow day. Obviously, these late and mid-March snows are nothing new to us here in the area, but it's a good reminder as you're out there on the road. The biggest thing, just be safe and be careful. I'm Rick Boone in East Wenatchee, NCWLIFE News.
The Washington State Department of Transportation says in light of the snowfall, it will begin avalanche control Saturday morning on Highway 2 on both sides of Stevens Pass, starting about 4 a.m., and that will require a temporary traffic stop in both directions. That work could take up to 2 hours. The Washington State Legislature adjourned on Thursday, concluding its regular session with a collection of bills that will impact north central Washington, including the much-discussed millionaire's tax. Senate Bill 6346 establishes a 9.9% tax to be levied on households making more than $1 million beginning in 2028. The tax could generate a little more than $3 billion per year. Governor Bob Ferguson has yet to sign that into law. Automatic license plate readers, like the flock safety cameras that can be found around the Wenatchee Valley, will face stricter regulation after the passage of a separate bill. Among the changes, data collected by plate readers must be deleted within 21 days unless it's part of an ongoing criminal case. The data is also exempt from public records disclosure. The Wenatchee Police Department operates 8 cameras in the city alongside other law enforcement agencies in the area. In related news from the Capitol, $32 million in 12th District projects are included in the state's 2026 supplemental capital budget. The plan earned unanimous approval yesterday from lawmakers in the House and Senate. More than $250,000 was awarded to both the Chelan-Douglas Community Action Council for a commercial kitchen and to family education nonprofit Cafe for a multi-service community center. The Wenatchee Crail Cottages Affordable Housing Project received just under $250,000, and the Manson Grange will earn $100,000 for its remodeling. The funding was secured by State Representatives Mike Steele and Brian Burnett and Senator Keith Gaynor. The Wenatchee School District plans to cut $2.5 million from its budget for the 2026 to 27 school year, less than half of the amount that was originally expected. Superintendent Corey Callahar had been preparing for cuts of about $5.4 million, but recently restored federal funding reduced that figure. District Communications Director Diana Haglund says the funding was released after Washington Attorney General Nick Brown joined a multi-state lawsuit against the Trump administration. As part of a legal settlement, the Department of Education agreed to distribute the funds. The $2.5 million the district is planning to cut from its budget is part of broader reductions the district has made over the last 3 years to align the school's budget amid declining enrollment and inflationary costs. Well, when we come back, Sheriff Mike Morrison has some new federal resources on hand to patrol the national forests around Chelan County. I'm Jefferson Robbins. That and more is coming up on a very snowy NCWLIFE Evening News.
This March, Lake Chelan welcomes food and wine lovers to an unforgettable experience. Taste Chelan. Chelan Valley's top wineries and restaurants create the perfect pairing of fine wines and culinary delights. With 4 weekends to explore, every visit offers something fresh and exciting. From your first sip to the last bite, every moment is a delicious adventure. But don't wait, tickets are selling fast. Visit tastechelan.com today.
The Moses Lake National RV Show is happening now through Sunday, March 22nd at the Grant County Fairgrounds. Shop hundreds of RVs. Receive huge discounts. Exclusive show-only pricing. Prices this low will only be available at the National RV Show at the Grant County Fairgrounds. Manufacturer reps are on site stacking additional savings. No payments for 120 days on approved credit. Free admission. Free parking. Plus, shop like a VIP and receive an additional $1,000 off. Learn more at nationalrvshowmoseslake.com.
You build more than projects. You build what communities rely on. When the job site runs on results, put Kubota to work. Backed by expert service and support from your local Kubota dealer. Right now, bring home select Kubota KX Series with 0% financing available or save up to $4,800.
Your favorite local channel is now available for free on your smart TV and connected streaming devices. Watch live programming and catch up with the latest shows on demand. See the local stories that matter to you. NCWLIFE, now on Roku, Fire TV, and Apple TV.
Welcome back to the NCWLIFE Evening News. At Wenatchee High School, students and parents gathered yesterday for a 3rd annual Migrant Family Night. Families who moved from place to place to work in agriculture received information on physical and mental health. Providers had the opportunity to educate families on what resources are available to them in the area. Nancy Navarro-Ortiz, the district's Migrant Education Program Coordinator, says a survey of migrant families found health information was in high demand. The families also heard presentations on the Wenatchee School District's planned $295 million construction bond to help build a new Wenatchee High School. The high school's mariachi band and folklorico dancers provided entertainment for the guests. The Chelan County Sheriff's Office has been awarded $25,000 in funding from the U.S. Forest Service to pay for law enforcement patrol on federal lands. The Sheriff's Office is one of 2 agencies in the state still participating in the Forest Service Law Enforcement Program. In 2024, Chelan County expanded its program from 1 to 2 deputies assigned to Forest Service land, providing patrol coverage to respond to increased visitor and service calls. The Sheriff's Office received an additional $20,000 for 2025 to support that expansion, but it was put on temporary hold last year due to the Trump administration's slowdown of federal grants. Sheriff Mike Morrison says the newly awarded funds will be provided as a revolving annual receipt. Wenatchee Mayor Mike Poyer and East Wenatchee Mayor Geraldine Crawford will give a State of the Cities presentation Tuesday morning in a Wenatchee Valley Chamber of Commerce event. The two mayors addressed the Chamber's Coffee and Commerce gathering at 8:30 a.m. on Tuesday, held in the council meeting room at Wenatchee City Hall. Chamber Director Steve Wilkinson says the event provides the opportunity to engage with civic and government leaders. Registration information is available on the Chamber's online calendar. Coming up next, our multimedia reporter Long Tran is relatively new to the Wenatchee Valley. He's getting a feel for the local landmarks with a visit to the Leavenworth Nutcracker Museum. All that plus Dan Kuntz on weather and sports when the NCWLIFE Evening News continues after these messages.
News, weather, and sports. It's all here weekdays at 5, 6, and 10 on your local news source, the NCWLIFE channel.
Apple Valley Honda is bringing the future of driving to you. Introducing the all-new, all-electric Honda Prologue EV. Say goodbye to gas stations and hello to a whisper-quiet ride and zero emissions. The wait is over. Finally, a local option for a quality EV from a brand with a track record of exceptional quality and reliability. Experience the Honda Prologue EV for yourself at family-owned Apple Valley Honda. Stay close to home and visit us at Apple Valley Honda today for the life you live.
I'm Jen Mueller. Watch for my show, I Cook, You Measure on NCWLIFE. It's part cooking instruction, part entertainment, and all about connecting over food and wine with your favorite Northwest athletes.
Watch I Cook, You Measure with Jen Mueller Mondays at 1, Wednesdays at 2, Fridays at 11 a.m., and Saturday and Sundays at 10:30 p.m. right here on the NCWLIFE channel.
Your favorite local channel is now available for free on your smart TV and connected streaming devices. Watch live programming and catch up with the latest shows on demand. See the local stories that matter to you. NCWLIFE, now on Roku, Fire TV, and Apple TV.
Welcome back to the NCWLIFE Evening News. Multimedia journalist Long Tran is getting to know the landmarks of North Central Washington. Today he takes us on an excursion to the tourist mecca of Leavenworth and its Nutcracker Museum. Arlene Wagner founded the museum in 1995 with her husband George. Long tells us now, at age 101, Arlene continues to steer the collection with a steady hand.
We're at the Leavenworth Nutcracker Museum, home to one of the largest collections of nutcrackers in the world. Even though Christmas is about 9 months out, this popular tourist attraction in Leavenworth celebrates the holidays year-round. Let's take a look.
Some are so big they could probably crack a coconut.
We have nutcrackers from, as I said, from over 50 countries. We have nutcrackers dating back to Roman times. We have many carved nutcrackers from the 15th, 16th, 17th century. And it was our big collection that we had. And when placed in this building vacated, we put the nutcrackers in there, and we wanted everybody to enjoy them.
And I think just working here, it's just absolutely amazing, the history of the nutcrackers. And if you Google any nutcracker information, it all comes back to Arlene Wagner. And so I tell people that have never been here before that even if they don't like the standard nutcracker, they need to come in, check out the history of all the nutcrackers, and see how far back they go, and get some of the stories that go along with them.
You do hear that Leavenworth is pricey, but we have tried to keep our attendance price down so that more people could enjoy it, and especially the children and the families. So we only charge $5 for adults, just as we have charged for many, many years, and we hope that we have enough income that we can keep it down forever.
The museum is open every day from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. and on Sundays from 11 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Reporting from Leavenworth, this is Long Tran from NCWLIFE.
Happy Friday, everybody. When we were both together 24 hours ago, I mentioned we're going to get an inch, maybe an inch and a half of snow early this morning. It would all be gone by noon. And then this happened. Not exactly in the forecast, caught everybody by surprise, me as well, but the worst is behind us. Not a bad weekend, really warm next week, but as Jefferson already mentioned in the newscast, bit of a havoc-inducing snowstorm this morning. Now we're dealing with rain. We only got to, well, yeah, first of all, the passes. Ugh, we thought we had it bad down here. If you can avoid the passes for the rest of the day today, please do. The winter storm warning that you see there expires at 5 a.m. tomorrow morning, but the worst is already beginning to come to an end in the mountain passes as well. In fact, over the weekend, if you have travel passes, travel plans in the mountain passes, I should say, really not bad at all. Maybe a couple of inches here and there. That's all there's going to be as far as the mountain passes are concerned, but it was not an easy day for commuters anywhere, really. All right. Today up at Pangbourne, we were supposed to get up maybe mid to upper 40s. Sorry, 35. That's it. Our normal high is 52, so we're 51. So well below normal. And we're going to be well below normal, by the way, over the weekend until the warm stuff finally arrives. And we are going to have a significant warm up, very dramatic change in the weather by the time we get to the early part of next week. All right, let's talk about tomorrow's highs. And once again, below normal, but a little bit warmer than today. Upper 40s in Moses Lake and Ephrata, Quincy at 47. It's going to be a little cooler in Ellensburg. It usually is. Ellensburg's still going to be dealing with a little bit of wind tomorrow. And you know what? So are we. Thought you were done with the wind. We're not done with the wind because a big ridge of high pressure is going to start forming and moving around a little bit. And as it does so, it's going to tighten the pressure gradients up just a little bit as well. But the trade-off is we're going to warm up big time starting the early part of next week. So everybody's going to be a little bit to quite a bit below normal, but lots of sunshine tomorrow as well. All right, let's take a look at what we have in store and what's going on. There's the jet stream still hanging around a little bit. You can see the snow that came in and gave us more snow than we were anticipating today. It just happened. Mother Nature gets to call the shots, but things will start changing tonight. We'll be done with the rain. We're done with the snow. When you get up tomorrow morning on Saturday, we're going to have bountiful sunshine tomorrow, but only 43 degrees. That's it. And yeah, I'm afraid it's going to be a little on the breezy side, both Saturday and Saturday night. But there's a reason for that as the ridge of high pressure way down in Southern California begins to work its way up. And this is a ginormous dome of high pressure that's going to dominate the weather all over the West Coast for the foreseeable future. They say this is one of the biggest domes of high pressure they've seen in March in a long time. One last transition day on Sunday with a couple of hit and miss showers, and then here we go. As this ridge begins to move, it's way down there in Southern California. As it begins to gravitate to the north and really take hold, it's going to bring up some warm air with some clouds. That's how high pressure works. Whatever weather happens to be there when the high pressure dome exerts itself is the weather that sticks around. So 64 clouds and sun, 64 and sunshine would be nicer, but we'll take the mid 60s. And we're going to have about a 40% chance of rain every day all next week. Pretty much Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Not a big chance of rain, but right around that 40 to 50% chance of rain. Most of that will be in the afternoon hours. But 64 and rain as we say goodbye to winter and say hello to spring. That reminds me, the vernal equinox is 1 week from today at like 7:46 in the morning. So this is a heck of a way to close out winter, which never seemed to bother to show up until this morning, and then it showed up in a big way. So here you go. From our friends at Colonial Vista Senior Living in Wenatchee, where comfort, care, and community come together. The rain and the snow will both taper off as we get deeper and deeper into this Friday night. We'll get down to 29 for the overnight low. Lots of sunshine Saturday, but it's going to be breezy. Sustained winds of about 15 miles an hour, a couple of gusts close to 20 to 25 on Saturday. So maybe 43, but it's going to feel a lot colder with that wind. The wind a little bit more on Saturday. Yeah, it'll die down, but it'll take a while for the wind to die down on Saturday night. 26 for the overnight low. That's pretty cool for this time of the year. Sunday, not bad. We start making the transition a little bit, especially on Sunday night. You'll notice the clouds will be a little more prevalent by the end of the day on Sunday and the end of the weekend. And then here we go. That big ridge of high pressure over the Pacific and Southern California starts to gradually move up, gets big, and then ginormous, and then ginormously big, and we're going to be beneficiating. We're going to be benefiting from all of that warm air down in Southern California. It's going to sneak its way up to here. Mid-60s, mixture of clouds and sun for most of next week. All right, that's your forecast. I'm going to take a little break, put on my glasses, and do sports. You're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News.
Hey everyone, Fletcher and Amy Ellington here from Live It Up. In the investment world, ROI stands for Return on Investment. Well, how does better health, better wealth, and better relationships sound for ROI? Join us every week right here on NCWLIFE and learn how to invest in the most important asset, you.
We're going to answer your questions and provide some weekly inspiration so you can create a life that you love. Join us on Live It Up.
Highlander Golf Course and Grill, your place for fun, food, and friends. Happy hour every day, 2 to 7. Try their brand new menu and famous prime rib every Saturday night. Planning a celebration? Book your holiday party, wedding, or private event, even in their exclusive simulator rooms. Highlander Golf Course and Grill, where every day is a celebration. Visit today.
NCWLIFE Channel is your local TV station. We believe in being the spotlight and mirror to the communities we serve in North Central Washington. Programming on NCWLIFE would not be possible without our sponsors. Special thanks to our platinum sponsor, Alpine Air. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Alpine Air.
Happy Friday, everybody. If you're a fan of the Colorado Avalanche, you're going to love the next 3 minutes. They put on a clinic last night, and they smoked the Seattle Kraken 5-1 at Climate Pledge Arena. Not the best day for Joey Decord. He lasted just one period, and then they pulled him after he gave up 3 goals.
Holding on to it, zipping across for Nathan McKinnon. One-timer Kadri through a screen high. Decord possibly got a piece of it. Natchez pulls up. He has 29 goals. Kadri in back of the goal to the outside. Here's McKinnon through the slot. There's Natchez. He scores! Marty Natchez with his 30th goal of the season. 16:15 left to go in the opening period. Colorado breaks the ice. Taves in control of it. Shots are 10-3 Colorado. The second of 3 meetings these teams play in Denver on the final night of the regular season. Natchez all the way across. Backdoor McKinnon. Through the goal crease, they score. Nazem Kadri at the top of the paint. Makes no mistake. It could have gone off a Kraken player because McKinnon leads the way. The Kraken 31st on the kill. The Kraken have killed off 8 straight opponent power plays. Makar holding on to it now. McKinnon with some space to the slot, chopped at, and Nick Waugh has easy pickings. He picks up the loose change, his second goal as an Avalanche, acquired from the Toronto Maple Leafs, and Colorado has a 3-0 lead.
Amount of offensive firepower that they do have, you end up getting a shot from down toward the bottom of the circle from McKinnon down along the ice. The PK have that.
Short-handed, Chandler Stevenson. Evans, he scores! Riker Evans with a short-handed goal. Steered out by Kulak, left by Natchez for charging McKinnon. Now Natchez, Nathan McKinnon. He'll pull to the wall. Malinsky shot tipped in by Kadri. Nazem Kadri in the high slot. 2:49 left to go in the second period. 4-1 Colorado. Kelly all the way around. Brent Burns has room. Shot pass doesn't work. Held in nicely by Drury all the way around again. Burns goes to work. Down goes McCann. Back to the point. They work it around for Manson. They score! Possibly tipped out in front by Yoel Kiviranta. Josh Manson from well out. There was traffic in front of Grubauer, and Kiviranta will get the goal. 4 seconds left, and that'll do it. Scott Wedgwood will continue his winning ways. He leads the NHL in terms of goals against average. He's second in terms of save percentage.
If the Stanley Cup playoffs started today, the Kraken would be out, but there's still games to be played. They got the Vancouver Canucks on the road, and then coming to town on Sunday, the defending Stanley Cup champions, the Florida Panthers. The Cubs scored 4 runs in the 8th inning and pulled away for the Mariners yesterday. The final there was 7-4. This game was in Mesa. That's where the Cubs do their training. Not a good day for Josh Simpson. He couldn't get out of the inning. He gave up a 3-run home run and all kinds of problems. The Mariners have a night game tonight, by the way. They'll host the Dodgers, and they face the Angels and the Reds over the weekend. Huskies will be playing in a postseason men's basketball tournament, just probably not the NCAA tournament. They were eliminated in round 3 of the Big Ten tournament yesterday. Wisconsin, a huge comeback from the Huskies, but Wisconsin pulled it out in the end. The final there, 85-82. Spring sports is underway, and it started on the pitch yesterday. Ephrata defended their home pitch. No problems there. They beat Soap Lake. The final there was 9-2. Omak and Okanagan tied. They don't play for victories if they're non-league games. I mean, what's the point? They don't count. Cascade beat Quincy 1-0. Moses Lake over Ellensburg. The final there was 3-1. One soccer game today. Eastmont is scheduled to get on the bus and head on down to Edgar Brown Stadium to take on the Pasco Bulldogs. That's tonight at 7 o'clock. Take a look at all the other games on the pitch tomorrow. There is a lot. Chelan hosts Everett at 11 a.m. Same time for Bridgeport, welcoming Cascade to town. Warden travels to Okanagan at 11 a.m. 12 noon start. Moses Lake Soccer at East Valley and Tenasket at Ephrata. All of these games scheduled for tomorrow will probably happen. Looks like Mother Nature is going to cooperate. And then we have Davis welcoming Quincy at 1 o'clock. Manson is at Highlands at 1 o'clock. 2 o'clock for College Place hosting Kashmir. And then at 3 o'clock, Eastmont will be at Mount Si. And Wenatchee begins their campaign by hosting Tahoma at 3 o'clock at Lee-Boff to field at the Apple Bowl. Eastmont girls fast pitch softball team picked up right where they left off. They're pretty good. And Ephrata took a good looking yesterday at the Sterling Fourplex. There's your scores. Eastmont won the opener 19-3 and the nightcap 18-0. Moses Lake was supposed to host Mount Spokane this afternoon at 3. That has been postponed. The other softball games are for tomorrow. Probably going to happen. Doubleheader with Medical Lake and Quincy in Medical Lake. That starts tomorrow at 11 a.m. And Brewster and Lake Roosevelt will play a single game tomorrow at 1 o'clock. Kennewick and Moses Lake were supposed to play today in Moses Lake. That's not going to happen. Weather's no better out in the basin than it has been here. That's been postponed. Hopefully they'll make that up. Wenatchee plays one game against Cheney at Historic Recreation Park tomorrow at noon. And Ferris will take on Eastmont in a doubleheader. It'll be brisk at Dan White Field. First pitch, first game in baseball at 1 o'clock tomorrow. You love baseball? Go to Ephrata. Check this out. All these teams will be in Ephrata for the weekend. It's called the Johnson O'Brien Baseball Classic in Ephrata. Ephrata is the host team. Quincy, Warden, Ording on down the line. St. Bernard Catholic at the bottom of your list. They're from California, coming into town to play a little baseball. And for the Wenatchee Wild, they're just playing out the string. There's 4 games left. They're not going to make the playoffs. You know that by now. They're at Prince George tonight, Prince George tomorrow. Then they have 2 games against Everett next week, and then that's it. And those are just some of the games that people are playing.
It's the weekend, which means a new edition of the Wenatchee World arriving in your mailbox. Here's what to expect on Saturday from the Wenatchee Valley's local newspaper.
Hello, we have for Saturday's paper an update on the legislative session which ended this week, including some new laws like the millionaire's tax. We also have a new partnership between East Wenatchee and the Wenatchee Valley Humane Society for Feral Cats. And we have a story about the rising gas prices due to the conflict in the Middle East with Iran. And don't forget to check out the D section for a new business that opened in downtown Wenatchee. Check out these stories and more at WenatcheeWorld.com.
And that will do it for this Friday's NCWLIFE Evening News. Remember, if you see news happening, you can let us know. Email your news tips to news@ncwlife.com or just give us a call, 509-888-6295. Our channel is also available on Roku, Fire TV, and Apple TV. I'm Jefferson Robbins. We hope to see Grant Olson back here in this chair next week. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on Monday.
At Colonial Vista Senior Living, we believe life is meant to be lived fully. Our wellness programs inspire residents to stay strong, flexible, and confident every day. Here, curiosity is encouraged, friendships are nurtured, and every activity is an opportunity to connect, create, and enjoy life together. We invite you to experience the lifestyle at Colonial Vista Senior Living for yourself and discover why so many call our community home.